All right, so Emma Vigeland of the Majority Report went on Tim Pool's show. Yes, that Tim Pool. And debated him. It was a very long debate. The entire show, posted to Tim Pool's channel, unfortunately, is about 2.5 hours. We're not watching the whole thing, obviously. But we do have clips here, and I don't think that this needs to be said. And again, these are a very few clips of the entire thing. But Emma, she completely fucking destroyed Tim Pool. It was really embarrassing. There are some clips that I'm not going to play that I did see that Emma's very existence seems to trigger Tim Pool beyond just like, getting him back down to earth. Here it is.
I'm saying.
So what's your alternative to producing the vaccine in the rapid way that the Operation Warp Speed did?
Well, there are a lot of questions about whether or not it worked in any capacity, right?
No, there's
No,
not.
there's not.
No.
What do you mean?
The vaccines were highly effective.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
Originally at preventing death. Then, of course, there were different variants and disease continued to spread.
No, I'm saying like
but vaccines were immensely
initial...
effective in preventing death, the mRNA vaccines.
Right.
Not
so
the Johnson
what I mean more so
one.
is like the Operation Warp Speed was predicated upon preventing the spread, which it didn't do. Right?
Sorry?
What?
Operation Warp Speed was predicated upon like...
Yes, it did. It helped prevent the spread.
It didn't.
Yes, it did.
It didn't.
Well, I mean, part of the issue was that in red states there was no ability to actually
may have prevented death, but I think like wasn't it like
there was no
actually stop
mass
spread?
Mandates were immediately done away with in red states. They basically had no social distancing. That was much more of had much more of an effect on death in this country than like the inefficacy of vaccines. This has been...
And what Emma is saying is 1,000,000% true. I don't have any of this pulled up right now. I'm not going to be showing anything that she is claiming here. I want everyone to go and research for yourself, but this is 100% true, and we're still getting research in about this now. But in red states, ones that did not want to enforce social distancing, they didn't want to do social distancing, they didn't want to, deal with mass mandates, red states... Much like gun violence in this country, when it came to the COVID deaths in red states, deaths were much, much higher. COVID cases were much, much higher in those really red states. And Emma hit the nail on the head perfectly. I don't have any notes. I can't add anything because she just said everything that needed to be said.
And then we have new variations of the vaccines, which have also helped.
Yeah, nothing was going to reduce the spread that much. It was like it was already one of the most contagious viruses,
yes.
And then it mutated to become more contagious.
Well, so. it helped with both transmissions and severity. That's a fact. The mRNA vaccines did.
Well, but I don't want to deviate too much. We're talking about
and it slowed spread, particularly with the
big
wild
pharmaceuticals. Type. So my issue would be like.
I feel like the biggest problem that Tim Pool has is, other than, the debate with Sam Cedar, which was incredibly embarrassing. I don't even know how you could continue doing a show after you get your ass handed to you that badly. Tim Pool, he doesn't really debate people on the left. Yes, he had Lance from the Surfs on not too long ago, but, I'm not a huge fan of Lance and the Surfs TV. I'm just not a huge fan of them. Not to say that they're not great. They're great. I'm not a huge fan of them, but I personally feel like when it comes to Emma and Sam, they have like a knack for these types of situations. These type of like debate bro conversations. They just do so well because they just know their shit. And then they also spend so much time focusing on right-wing propaganda, mis and disinformation that they know these people's tactics. So when Emma goes into something like this, she is prepared. Tim is not.
Organizations who have formally recognized this include American Academy of Pediatrics, American Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry, American Academy of Family Physicians, American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists, American College of Physicians, American Medical Association, American Pediatric Association, dozens and
Remember
dozens
when doctors
of the
said smoking was good for you?
See, This is the other half of the clip of Emma saying, the vaccines work. We know they work. We have we have real world evidence that they work. And then she lists off, a bunch of different medical bodies that have said, yeah, hey, this is true. And Tim Pool turns around after she literally proves herself right, proves her own point right, proves Tim wrong, and says, remember when doctors said smoking was good for you back in the 1960s? When the 70s, the early 70s, when I don't know how old Tim Pool is, when you weren't even alive. Also, and to just say that, remember when doctors thought smoking was good for you? To just, say like every single doctor back then thought smoking was good for you is so goddamn dumb and not true. Again, you guys need to research this stuff for yourself. I've actually had a conversation with an older family member of mine about this not too long ago. But those doctors, and during that time period, there were a lot of things that were going on in that time period that we don't allow to happen now because science has gotten better, technology has gotten better, we regulate things a lot more than we used to. And, Tim Pool's argument is just, well, hey, you remember 50, 60 years ago? Do you remember 50, 60 years ago when Emma's talking about right now? She is literally proving him wrong in real time. And Tim Pool says, well, why don't we look back 60 years? Would you be right 60 years ago? I don't think you would.
You're not citing science. You're citing government approval.
No. I don't know how she can have a conversation with him and not laugh. I don't know how she is not laughing in his fucking face at how unbelievably uninformed and dumb he sounds. I know I use those words so much, but this guy's just a fucking idiot.
No, I'm not. I am citing...
And that's fine.
What does the government have to do with it? These are medical organizations.
Okay, sure. Fair point.
Yeah, see. And then, again, when she proves him wrong, he says, okay, yeah, whatever, sure. You got that one right. You got one right. Sure, why not? Now we're going to start to get into less of the actual debate and more so of Tim Pool just being completely sexist, literally struggling on his own show live to cope with the fact that he is literally getting his ass handed to him 100 times over by a girl.
Like a psyop to have this profile appear one day after the shooting where it's got like a bunch of screenshots on it or something?
Sure.
It really does sound to me like someone told you to say things and you don't know what you're referencing.
I'm not shocked that is the only way that you're going to try to react to this.
to react to what? Okay, no, this is fairly obvious. So I'm willing to bet Sam was like, hey, ask him about this and say these exact things.
No, I came up with...
Yeah. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Tim, yeah, totally. You got it, Tim. He's so smart. I don't understand how everybody doesn't watch Dim Tool. I mean, he knows exactly what he's talking about. A man told Emma to say all of these things. I cracked the code. Big brain takes from Tim Pool over here.
Come up with original thoughts.
Come up with original thoughts. He's literally mad. He's literally mad that he's losing to a girl. You can't make this stuff up. This is playground level behavior from a grown ass man. Act like a grown fucking man for once in your life. Drop the fucking act and act like a normal human being for once, Tim. Jesus. To say intolerable is not the word. He's just a disgusting, nasty human. Deplorable. And then he wants to sit there and complain that articles are running these headlines that say, shooter was inspired by Tim Pool, or, the shooter was a Nazi, and then they have a picture of Tim Pool. Bro, you deserve everything that's coming to you. You deserve everything that you're going to get in life, Tim. I'm sorry.
Well, it got a little heated, but I appreciate you having me on, Tim,
Absolutely.
For sure. And I know you don't want to have Sam on, but I hope you reconsider. I think it could be a good discussion.
I'm going to be honest, and I know Emma obviously is going to push for that because, she's on the majority report with Sam. But after the first Tim Pool and Sam Cedar debate, I honestly, and, I do think, Tim is afraid. I think he's an idiot. And I think he's 100% a grifter. But I do think it would be not in Tim's interest to have Sam on. As much as I would love to see it. I would absolutely love to see it. But again, we already know who's going to win that debate. It's going to be Sam. Sam is going to win every single time. Sam crushed Tim once. He absolutely crushed Charlie Kirk. Sam, those rich guys on that podcast that Pat Packman went on to, oh God, I can't even remember the name of them, absolutely wrecked those rich guys that didn't want to pay taxes on that podcast. Can't remember the name of the show. But it doesn't matter where Sam's going to go. And he debates callers all the time. Libertarian callers, pro-gun callers, don't want to pay your taxes, whatever. Sam is ready to go. And I also think Emma's at that point now where Emma is she's fucking ready to go. So if, Tim Pool, Crowder, whoever's going to invite them on, I hope that these right-wingers continue to invite people like Emma on so we can laugh at them getting embarrassed.
Yeah, there's, I will say it with absolute conviction. There's a lot of people who have blacklisted that guy from various shows, and he knows it.
Yeah.
He's talked about it.
He wears it like a badge of honor.
But he needs to stop saying it's because they're scared of him. It's because he's a dick.
No, it's not because he's a dick. Sam is one of the funniest people that I watch that has a political show. He's one of the only people that I actually think is legitimately funny. I like Pac-Man. I think he's funny too. Not to say other people aren't funny, but like when it comes to like shows, just it not even progressive or left-leaning or whatever. When it comes to political talk shows, Majority Report, that shit is just funny. They have a great sense of humor. They love to have fun. They love to make jokes. And, Crowder, he sits there and says, well, Sam never allows a shred of comedy on a show. And it's like, I sit there and watch Crowder's shit. I watch Tim Pool's shit. I'll watch Shapiro, Knowles, Walsh. They're not funny. They don't have a sense of humor. They don't have comedic timing. Tim Pool is one of those people. Okay, and then he's sitting there saying, oh, they banned him because he's a dick. It's not because he's a dick. It's because they know what's going to happen to them when they invite Sam on. It's called, what's going to happen is they're going to fucking lose.
I think he might be both. It might be both.
No one's scared of him.
All right.
Yeah, okay, Tim. You totally said that with so much confidence. It sounds like, I think I found who's scared of Sam Cedar, guys. But we only have 2 more clips left here, and these are my favorite clips. All of the clips I've shown I absolutely love, but these last 2 these ones are special.
Curious where your standards are. Like, have you gone after the hosts on the Young Turks for that one?
Clip farming, is that what you're doing?
I don't know what you mean.
Okay. Your demeanor changes before the show to all of a sudden now you're going, what do you mean? I'm so sorry I triggered you. Oh, jeez.
Well, I
get it. You guys are going to make clips. You guys are lowbrow grifter drama garbage.
I'm trying to...
He just called Emma Vigeland a grifter. This is what I mean when I say Tim Pool is a fucking idiot. I don't know if he knows what grifter means, but when you actually look at the definition of the word grifter, and I don't actually know if grifter is actually in the dictionary. It is a word, but I don't know if it's in the dictionary. When you look at the definition of grifter, Tim Pool is textbook. And I mean down to every little nitty-gritty detail you could possibly think of. Textbook grifter, okay? If it was in the dictionary, if it was in a picture dictionary, Tim Pool's picture would literally be right next to the word grifter. It would say Tim Pool, known grifter, right underneath a picture. To say that Emma is a grifter is, again, this is the type of shit you are a joke. If you think that Sam or Emma or anybody that does these progressive shows is a grifter, you are literally, I don't know. I don't know how you can function as a human being. How are they grifters? What are they getting from this? Where is all the money? Where the fuck is all the money? You want to know where the money's at? The money is on the right, okay? The right has money. The left doesn't have money. And that's partially a joke, but that's also partially very much true. Not grifters at all in any way, shape, or form. I cannot believe this man is projecting so hard.
Want to talk about the merits of policy?
Tone, so maybe that calms you down a little bit.
You want to talk about policy, or do you want to just insult people?
I can't. I don't know how Emma can be so down to earth, so calm, and so polite when she is staring in the face of one of the most idiotic, sexist. I don't even have words to describe this man anymore. I ran out of words. it's Tim Pool. That's what he is. He's his own breed. He is his own genre of whatever it is you want to call him. Just a disgusting, deplorable human being who literally cannot handle the fact that he lost a debate to a girl. A girl! Oh!
Grifters. This is what you do. I can invite you on for a real conversation, and what do? Your show's for neo-Nazis. This is why you guys don't get invited places, because you're not having real conversations.
I don't really care about getting invited places.
Yeah, right. So go live in your Grifter echo chamber where you guys can play songs with bad audio and then say, whoopsie, Grifter.
If you notice, and again, you guys can go and watch the entire show, not one time does Emma get angry, lose her cool, lose her temper, show any type of really emotion like this. You can tell how triggered he is. You can tell his face is getting all red. He's literally acting like a little kid. That didn't get his way, or he lost a game, and he says, oh, well, you guys cheated. You cheated. You guys cheated. And it's like, dude, just shut up. You are just making it worse for yourself. So embarrassing. Unbelievably just, I don't know. There's no wonder. I sit there and the first time that I heard about Tim Pool, and I'm pretty sure it was a Majority Report video, and this was when I was way younger, didn't care about politics, didn't know about him. And I saw a clip of Tim Pool explaining that the reason that he can't get a girlfriend, and this was No Beanie Tim, bald No Beanie Tim, said that he couldn't get a girlfriend because of feminism. He said that the feminists are the reason that he was unable to get a girlfriend, but after watching all these clips, everything else I've seen from Tim Pool, on top of this, the other clips that I didn't show you here, and going all the way back and thinking to what he said about feminists, Tim, I have news for you. I really, really don't think that the feminists or feminism in any capacity is affecting your ability to get a girlfriend or any type of significant other for that matter. I think, and this is just a hunch I have. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm 100% right. I think that it's just the content of your character and the things that you say that make that a reality for you. But that's going to be it for the video. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and press that little bell. Turn on all notifications so you guys don't miss an upload.